After a conference, an infinite number of mathematicians decide to go to the local pub for a drink. The first mathematicians go along and ask for a pint of beer. Second one comes along and asks for half a pint of beer. A third one comes along and asks for a quarter of a beer. A fourth one wants an eighth of a beer. And another one, fifth, comes along and wants a 16th of a beer. And this trend carries on, which frustrated the bartender because of the small measures he was trying to pour and get accurately correct. So he gets frustrated, paused for a while, and then realizes that there's a pattern to this, and then says, I know what to do. And he dishes out 2 pints of beer and tells the mathematicians, here are your drinks, share them out. And smiling, he says, you mathematicians don't know your limits. And of course, the mathematicians do know their limits, and they were quite happy that they got 2 full pints of beer, which is adequately going to give them all a drink. Now let's look at this in detail. First person gets a pint of beer, which is 1 pint here, and another pint which is still empty at the moment. Second person comes along and orders half a pint of beer. So we now have 1.5 pints of beer. Third one comes along and orders a quarter. And we now have 1.75 pints of beer. And the fourth asks for an eighth. A fifth asks for a 16th. Sixth asks for a 1/32, and carries on. And in a table form, it would look something like this. And as you can see, it total number of beer heads towards the 2. And if I put it down in a more complicated table using Excel, I get this chart. The only thing with Excel is that it's flawed in that it rounds up to 2 very quickly as soon as it approaches 20 customers. But if you look at the chart that's related to this graph, it never quite reaches the limit of 2.